Being distressed, was by that wretch betrayed. And without trial fell, God's peace be with him. Henry the Seventh succeeding, truly pitying my father's loss, like a most royal prince, restored me to my honors and out of ruins, made my name once more noble, now his son. Henry the Eighth, life, honor, name, and all that made me happy at one stroke has taken. Forever from the world, I had my trial, and must needs say a noble one, which makes me a little happier than my wretched father. Yet thus far we are one in fortunes, both fell by our servants, by those men we loved most. A most unnatural and faithless service. Heaven has an end in all, yet you that hear me, this from a dying man receive as cert. Where you are liberal of your loves and counsels, be sure you be not loose, for those you make friends, and give your hearts to, when they once perceive the least rub in your fortunes, fall away like water from ye, never found again. But where they mean to sink ye, all good people, pray for me, I must now forsake ye, the last hour of my long weary life is come upon me. Farewell, and when you would say something that is sad, speak how I fell, I have done, and God forgive me. Exeunt Duke and Train. First Gentleman. Oh, this is full of pity, sir, it calls, I fear, too many curses on their heads. That were the authors. Second Gentleman. If the Duke be guiltless, 'tis full of woe, yet I can give you inkling of an ensuing evil if it fall greater than this. First Gentleman. Good angels keep it from us. What may it be? You do not doubt my faith, sir. Second Gentleman. This secret is so weighty, 'twill require a strong faith to conceal it. First Gentleman. Let me have it. I do not talk much. Second Gentleman. I am confident. You shall, sir, did you not of late days hear a buzzing of a separation between the king and Catherine? First Gentleman. Yes, but it held not. For when the king once heard it, out of anger, he sent command to the Lord Mayor straight to stop the rumor and allay those tongues that durst disperse it. Second Gentleman. But that slander, sir, is found a truth now, for it grows again fresher than ere it was, and held for certain the king will venture at it, either the cardinal or some about him near, have, out of malice to the good queen, possessed him with a scruple that will undo her. To confirm this too, Cardinal Campus is arrived, and lately, as all think, for this business. First Gentleman. 'Tis the cardinal, and merely to revenge him on the emperor for not bestowing on him at his asking the Archbishopric of Toledo. This is purposed. Second Gentleman. I think you have hit the mark, but is't not cruel that she should feel the smart of this? The cardinal will have his will, and she must fall. First Gentleman. 'Tis woeful. We are too open here to argue this. Let's think in private more. Scene 2, an antechamber in the palace. Enter Lord Chamberlain, reading this letter. Chamberlain. My lord, the horses your lordship sent for, with all the care had I saw well chosen, ridden, and furnished. They were young and handsome, and of the best breed in the north. When they were ready to set out for London, a man of my lord Cardinal S. by commission and main power took him from me with this reason: his master would be served before a subject, if not before the king, which stopped our mouths, sir. I fear he will indeed. Well, let him have them. He will have all, I think. Enter to the Lord Chamberlain, the Dukes of Norfolk and Suffolk. Norfolk. Well met, my Lord Chamberlain. Chamberlain. Good day to both your graces. Suffolk. How is the king employed? Chamberlain. I left him private, full of sad thoughts and troubles. Norfolk. What's the cause? Chamberlain. It seems the marriage with his brother's wife has crept too near his conscience. Suffolk. No, his conscience has crept too near another lady. Norfolk. 'Tis so. This is the cardinal's doing, the king cardinal. That blind priest, like the eldest son of fortune, turns what he list, the king will know him one day. Suffolk. Pray God he do, he'll never know himself else. Norfolk. How holily he works in all his business. And with what zeal, for now he has cracked the league between us and the emperor, the queen's great nephew. He dives into the king's soul, and there scatters dangers, doubts, wringing of the conscience, fears and despairs, and all these for his marriage. And out of all these to restore the king, he counsels a divorce, a loss of her that like a jewel has hung 20 years about his neck, yet never lost her luster. Of her that loves him with that excellence that angels love good men with, even of her that when the greatest stroke of fortune falls, will bless the king, and is not this course pious? Chamberlain. Heaven keep me from such counsel, 'tis most true. These news are everywhere, every tongue speaks 'em, and every true heart weeps for't, all that dare look into these affairs, see this main end. The French king's sister, heaven will one day open the king's eyes, that so long have slept upon this bold bad man, Suffolk, and free us from his slavery. Norfolk. We had need pray, and heartily, for our deliverance, or this imperious man will work us all, from princes into pages, all men's honors lie like one lump before him, to be fashioned into what pitch he please. Suffolk. For me, my lords, I love him not, nor fear him, there's my creed. As I am made without him, so I'll stand. If the king please, his curses and his blessings touch me alike, their breath I not believe in. I knew him and I know him, so I leave him to him that made him proud, the Pope. Norfolk. Let's in, and with some other business put the king from these sad thoughts that work too much upon him. My lord, you'll bear us company. Chamberlain. Excuse me. The king has sent me otherwhere, besides. You'll find a most unfit time to disturb him. Health to your lordships. Norfolk. Thanks, my good Lord Chamberlain. Exit Lord Chamberlain, and the king draws the curtain and sits reading pensively. Suffolk. How sad he looks, sure he is much afflicted. King. Who's there, ha? Norfolk. Pray God he be not angry. King. Who's there, I say, how dare you thrust yourselves into my private meditations? Who am I, ha? Norfolk. A gracious king that pardons all offenses. Malice ne'er meant, our breach of duty this way is business of a state, in which we come to know your royal pleasure. King. Ye are too bold. Go to, I'll make ye know your times of business. Is this an hour for temporal affairs, ha? Enter Wolsey, and Campius with a commission. Who's there, my good Lord Cardinal, O my Wolsey? The quiet of my wounded conscience. Thou art a cure fit for a king, you're welcome. Most learned reverend sir, into our kingdom. Use us and it, my good lord have great care. I be not found a talker. WLSCY. Sir, you cannot. I would your grace would give us but an hour of private conference. King. To Norfolk and Suffolk, we are busy, go. Norfolk. Aside to Suffolk, this priest has no pride in him. Suffolk. Aside to Norfolk, not to speak of. I would not be so sick though for his place. But this cannot continue. Norfolk. Aside to Suffolk, if it do, I'll venture one have at him. Suffolk. Aside to Norfolk, I another. Exeunt Norfolk and Suffolk. WLSCY. Your grace has given a precedent of wisdom above all princes in committing freely your scruple to the voice of Christendom. Who can be angry now, what envy reach you? The Spaniard, tied by blood and favor to her, must now confess, if they have any goodness. The trial just and noble, all the clerks, I mean the learned ones in Christian kingdoms, have their free voices. Rome, the nurse of judgment, invited by your noble self, hath sent one general tongue unto us, this good man, this just and learned priest, Cardinal Campius, whom once more I present unto your highness, King. And once more in mine arms I bid him welcome, and thank the holy conclave for their loves. They have sent me such a man I would have wished for. Campius, your grace must needs deserve all strangers' loves. You are so noble, to your highness I tender my commission, by whose virtue the court of Rome commanding, you my lord, Cardinal of York, are joined with me their servant, in the unpartial judging of this business. King. Two equal men, the queen shall be acquainted forthwith for what you come. Where's Gardiner? WLSCY. I know your majesty has always loved her, so dear in heart not to deny her that a woman of less place might ask by law. Scholars allowed freely to argue for her. King. I in the best she shall have, and my favor to him that does best, God forbid else. Cardinal, prithee call Gardiner to me, my new secretary. I find him a fit fellow. Enter Gardiner. WLSCY. Aside to Gardiner. Give me your hand, much joy and favor to you. You are the king's now. GARDINER. Aside to Wolsey, but to be commanded forever by your grace, whose hand has raised me. King. Come hither, Gardiner. The king and Gardiner walk and whisper. Campius, my lord of York, was not one Dr. Pace in this man's place before him. WLSCY. Yes, he was. Campius, was he not held a learned man? WLSCY. Yes, surely. Campius. Believe me, there's an ill opinion spread then, even of yourself, Lord Cardinal. WLSCY. How of me? Campius. They will not stick to say you envied him, and fearing he would rise, he was so virtuous, kept him a foreign man still, which so grieved him, that he ran mad and died. WLSCY. Heaven's peace be with him. That's Christian care enough, for living murmurers. There's places of rebuke, he was a fool. For he would needs be virtuous, that good fellow. If I command him, follows my appointment. I will have none so near else. Learn this, brother. We live not to be griped by meaner persons. King. Deliver this with modesty to Queen. The most convenient place that I can think of for such receipt of learning is Blackfriars. There ye shall meet about this weighty business. My Wolsey see it furnished, O my lord. Would it not grieve an able man to leave so sweet a bedfellow, but conscience. Oh, 'tis a tender place, and I must leave her. Scene 3, an antechamber of the Queen's apartments. Enter Anne Boleyn, and an old lady. And not for that neither, here's the pang that pinches His Highness having lived so long with her, and she so good a lady that no tongue could ever pronounce dishonor of her by my life. She never knew harm doing, oh now after so many courses of the sun enthroned, still growing in a majesty and pomp, the which to leave 1,000-fold more bitter than 'tis sweet at first to acquire, after this process. To give her the avant, it is a pity, would move a monster. Old lady, hearts of most hard temper, melt and lament for her. And, O God's will, much better. She ne'er had known pomp, tho't be temporal. Yet if that quarrel fortune do divorce, it from the bearer, 'tis a sufferance panging, as soul and body's severing. Old lady. Alas, poor lady. She's a stranger now again. And, so much the more, must pity drop upon her, verily. I swear, 'tis better to be lowly born, and range with humble livers in content, than to be perked up in a glistering grief, and wear a golden sorrow. Old lady. Our content is our best having, and, by my troth and maidenhead, I would not be a queen. Old lady. Beshrew me, I would, and venture maidenhead for't, and so would you. For all this spice of your hypocrisy, you that have so fair parts of woman on you, have too a woman's heart which ever yet affected eminence, wealth, sovereignty, which to say sooth are blessings, and which gifts, saving your mincing, the capacity of your soft, cheveril conscience would receive, if you might please to stretch it. And, nay, good troth. Old lady. Yes, troth and troth, you would not be a queen. And, no, not for all the riches under heaven. Old lady. 'Tis strange, a threepence bode would hire me, old as I am, to queen it, but I pray you, what think you of a duchess, have you limbs to bear that load of title? And, no, in truth. Old lady. Then you are weakly made, pluck off a little. I would not be a young count in your way. For more than blushing comes to, if your back cannot vouchsafe this burden, 'tis too weak ever to get a boy. And, how you do talk. I swear again I would not be a queen for all the world. Old lady. In faith, for little England, you'd venture in emballing, I myself would for Caernarfonshire, although there longed no more to th crown but that. Lo, who comes here? Enter Lord Chamberlain. Chamberlain. Good morrow, ladies, what were't worth to know the secret of your conference? And, my good lord, not your demand, it values not your asking. Our mistress, sorrows we were pitying. Chamberlain. It was a gentle business, and becoming the action of good women, there is hope. All will be well. And, now I pray God, Amen. Chamberlain. You bear a gentle mind, and heavenly blessings follow such creatures, that you may, fair lady, perceive I speak sincerely, and high note s. Tan of your many virtues, the king's majesty commends his good opinion of you, and does purpose honor to you no less flowing than Marchioness of Pembroke, to which title £1,000 a year annual support out of his grace he adds. And, I do not know what kind of my obedience I should tender. More than my all is nothing, nor my prayers are not words duly hallowed, nor my wishes more worth than empty vanities, yet prayers and wishes are all I can return. Beseech your lordship, vouchsafe to speak my thanks and my obedience, as from a blushing handmaid to his highness, whose health and royalty I pray for. Chamberlain. Lady. I shall not fail to approve the fair conceit the king hath of you. I have perused her well. Beauty and honor in her are so mingled that they have caught the king, and who knows yet but from this lady may proceed a gem to lighten all this isle. I'll to the king and say I spoke with you. And, my honored lord. Exit Lord Chamberlain. Old lady. Why this it is, c.c. I have been begging 16 years in court. Am yet a courtier beggarly, nor could Come pat betwixt too early and too late. For any suit of pounds, and you owe fate. A very fresh fish here, fie upon this compelled fortune, have your mouth filled up before you open it. And this is strange to me. Old lady, how tastes it? Is it bitter? 40 pence, no. There was a lady once, 'tis an old story. That would not be a queen, that would she not. For all the mud in Egypt, have you heard it? And come, you are pleasant. Old lady, with your theme I could Ormont the lark, the Marchioness of Pembroke. £1,000 a year for pure respect. No other obligation, by my life. That promises more thousands, honour's train. Is longer than his foreskirt, by this time. I know your back will bear a duchess, say. Are you not stronger than you were? And, good lady, make yourself mirth with your particular fancy. And leave me out on't, would I had no being. If this salute my blood a jot, it faints me to think what follows. The queen is comfortless, and we forgetful. In our long absence, pray do not deliver what here you've heard to her. Old lady, what do you think me? Scene 4, a hall in Blackfriars. Trumpets, senate, and cornets. Enter 2 vergers with short silver wands, next them 2 scribes in the habit of doctors. After them the Archbishop of Canterbury alone. After him the bishops of Lincoln, Ely, Rochester, and St. Asaph. Next them with some small distance follows a gentleman bearing the purse with the great seal and a cardinal's hat. Then 2 priests bearing each a silver cross. Then a gentleman usher bareheaded, accompanied with a sergeant-at-arms bearing a silver mace. Then 2 gentlemen bearing 2 great silver pillars, after them side by side the 2 cardinals, 2 noblemen with the sword and mace. The king takes place under the cloth of state. The 2 cardinals sit under him as judges. The queen takes place some distance from the king. The bishops place themselves on each side the court, in manner of consistory, below them the scribes. The lords sit next the bishops. The rest of the attendants stand in convenient order about the stage. WLSCY. Whilst our commission from Rome is read, let silence be commanded. King, what's the need? It hath already publicly been read. And on all sides authority allowed. You may then spare that time. WLSCY. Bet so, proceed. Scribe. Say Henry King of England, come into the court. Criers. Henry King of England, come into the court. King. Here. Scribe. Say Catherine Queen of England, come into the court. Criers. Catherine Queen of England, come into the court. The queen makes no answer, rises out of her chair, goes about the court, comes to the king and kneels at his feet, then speaks. Queen Kathrin. Sir, I desire you do me right and justice, and to bestow your pity on me, for I am a most poor woman and a stranger, born out of your dominions, having here no judge indifferent nor no more assurance of equal friendship and proceeding. Alas, sir, in what have I offended you? What cause hath my behavior given to your displeasure, that thus you should proceed to put me off, and take your good grace from me? Heaven witness, I have been to you a true and humble wife, at all times to your will conformable, ever in fear to kindle your dislike, yea, subject to your countenance, glad or sorry, as I saw it inclined. When was the hour I ever contradicted your desire, or made it not mine too, or which of your friends have I not strove to love, although I knew he were mine enemy? What friend of mine that had to him derived your anger did I continue in my liking, nay, gave notice he was from thence discharged? Sir, call to mind that I have been your wife in this obedience upward of 20 years, and have been blessed with many children by you. If in the course and process of this time you can report and prove it too, against mine honor aught my bond to wedlock, or my love and duty. Against your sacred person, in God's name. Turn me away, and let the foulsty contempt. Shut door upon me, and so give me up. To the sharpsty kind of justice, please you, sir. The king your father was reputed for. A prince most prudent, of an excellent and unmatched wit and judgment, Ferdinand. My father, king of Spain, was reckoned one. The wisest prince that there had reigned by many. A year before, it is not to be questioned that they had gathered a wise council to them of every realm that did debate this business, who deemed our marriage lawful, wherefore I humbly beseech you, sir, to spare me till be by my friends in Spain advised, whose counsel I will implore, if not ith name of God, your pleasure be fulfilled. WLSCY. You have here, lady, and of your choice, these reverend fathers, men of singular integrity and learning, yea, the elect OTH land, who are assembled to plead your cause. It shall be therefore bootless that longer you desire the court, as well for your own quiet as to rectify what is unsettled in the king. Campius, his grace, hath spoken well and justly, therefore, madam, it's fit this royal session do proceed, and that without delay their arguments be now produced and heard. Queen Catherine. Lord Cardinal, to you I speak. WLSCY. Your pleasure, madam. Queen Catherine. Sir, I am about to weep, but thinking that we are a queen, or long have dreamed so, cert. The daughter of a king, my drops of tears I'll turn to sparks of fire. WLSCY. Be patient yet. Queen Catherine. I will when you are humble, nay before. Or God will punish me, I do believe, induced by potent circumstances, that you are mine enemy, and make my challenge. You shall not be my judge, for it is you have blown this coal betwixt my lord and me, which gods do quench. Therefore I say again, I utterly abhor, yea, from my soul refuse you for my judge, whom, yet once more, I hold my most malicious foe, and think not at all a friend to truth. WLSCY. I do profess you speak not like yourself, who ever yet have stood to charity and displayed effects of disposition gentle and of wisdom, o'ertopping woman's power. Madam, you do me wrong. I have no spleen against you, nor injustice for you or any. How far I have proceeded, or how far further shall, is warranted by a commission from the consistory, yea, the whole consistory of Rome. You charge me that I have blown this coal. I do deny it. The king is present. If it be known to him that I gainsay my deed, how may he wound and worthily my falsehood, yea, as much as you have done my truth. If he know that I am free of your report, he knows I am not of your wrong. Therefore in him it lies to cure me, and the cure is to remove these thoughts from you, the which before his highness shall speak in. I do beseech you, gracious madam, to unthink your speaking, and to say so no more. Queen Catherine. My lord, I am a simple woman, much too weak to oppose your cunning. You're meek and humble-mouthed. You sign your place and calling in full seeming with meekness and humility, but your heart is crammed with arrogancy, spleen, and pride. You have, by fortune and his highness, favors, gone slightly o'er low steps, and now are mounted where powers are your retainers, and your words domestics to you, serve your will as please. Yourself pronounce their office. I must tell you, you tender more your person's honor than your high profession spiritual. That again I do refuse you for my judge, and here before you all appeal unto the Pope to bring my whole cause for his holiness, and to be judged by him. She curtsies to the king, and offers to depart. Campius. The queen is obstinate, stubborn to justice, apt to accuse it, and disdainful to be tried bite, tease not well. She's going away. King. Call her again. Criers. Catherine, Queen of England, come into the court. Gentleman usher. Madam, you are called back. Queen Catherine. What need you note it, pray you keep your way. When you are called, return, now the Lord help. They vex me past my patience, pray you pass on. I will not tarry, no nor evermore. Upon this business my appearance make. In any of their courts. Exeunt Queen and her attendants. King. Go thy ways, Kate. That man world who shall report he has a better wife, let him in naught be trusted. For speaking false in that, thou art alone. If thy rare qualities, sweet gentleness, thy meekness saint-like, wife-like government, obeying and commanding, and thy parts, sovereign and pious else, could speak thee out. The queen of earthly queens, she's noble born, and like her true nobility she has carried herself towards me. WLSCY. Most gracious sir, in humblest manner I require your highness, that it shall please you to declare, in hearing of all these ears, for where I am robbed and bound, there must I be unloosed, although not there, at once and fully satisfied, whether ever I did broach this business to your highness, or laid any scruple in your way which might induce you to the question on't, or ever have to you, but with thanks to God for such a royal lady, spake one the least word that might be to the prejudice of her present state, or touch of her good person. King. My Lord Cardinal, I do excuse you, yea, upon mine honor. I free you from't, you are not to be taught that you have many enemies that know not why they are so, but like to village curs, bark when their fellows do, by some of these. The queen is put in anger, you're excused. But will you be more justified, you ever have wished the sleeping of this business, never desired it to be stirred, but oft have hindered, oft the passages made toward it, on my honor. I speak my good Lord Cardinal to this point, and thus far clear him, now what moved me taught. I will be bold with time and your attention. Then mark inducement, thus it came, give heed taught. My conscience first received a tenderness, scruple, and prick on certain speeches uttered by Bishop of Bayonne, then French ambassador, who had been hither sent on the debating a marriage twixt the Duke of Orleans and our daughter Mary, progress of this business. Ere a determinate resolution, I mean the bishop, did require a respite, wherein he might the king his lord advertise whether our daughter were legitimate. Respecting this, our marriage with the dowager, sometimes our brother's wife, this respite shook the bosom of my conscience, entered me, yea, with a splitting power, and made to tremble the region of my breast, which forced such way that many mazed considerings did throng, and pressed in with this caution. First, methought I stood not in the smile of heaven, who had commanded nature that my lady's womb, if it conceived a male child by me, should do no more offices of life taught than the grave does to dead, for her male issue, or died where they were made, or shortly after this world had aired them. Hence I took a thought. This was a judgment on me, that my kingdom, well worthy the best heir world, should not be gladded in't by me. Then follows that I weighed the danger which my realm stood in. By this my issues fail, and that gave to me many a groaning throe, thus hulling in the wild sea of my conscience, I did steer toward this remedy whereupon we are now present here together, that's to say, I meant to rectify my conscience, which I then did feel full sick, and yet not well, by all the reverend fathers of the land. And doctors learned, first I began in private. With you, my Lord of Lincoln, you remember how under my oppression I did reek, when I first moved you. Chapter 51, Encalmed. Very well, my liege. King, I have spoke long, be pleased yourself to say how far you satisfied me. Chapter 51, Encalmed. So please your highness. The question did at first so stagger me, bearing a state of mighty moment, and consequence of dread, that I committed the daring steep counsel which I had to doubt, and did entreat your highness to this course, which you are running here. King, I then moved you, my Lord of Canterbury, and got your leave to make this present summons, unsolicited. I left no reverend person in this court, but by particular consent proceeded under your hands and seals, therefore go on. For no dislike ith whirled against the person of the good queen, but the sharp thorny points of my alleged reasons drives this forward. Prove but our marriage lawful by me, and kingly dignity we are contented to wear our mortal state to come with her. Catherine, our queen, before the primest creature. That's Paragon oth world. Campius. So please your highness. The queen being absent, 'tis a needful fitness that we adjourn this court till further day. Meanwhile must be an earnest motion made to the queen to call back her appeal she intends unto his holiness. King, I may perceive these cardinals trifle with me, I abhor this dilatory sloth and tricks of Rome. My learned and well-beloved servant, Cranmer, prithee return, with thy approach I know my comfort comes along, break up the court. I say, set on. Exeunt in manner as they entered. Act 3. Scene 1, London, the Queen's apartments. Enter Queen and her women, as at work. Queen Catherine. Take thy lute, wench, my soul grows sad with troubles. Sing and disperse 'em if thou canst, leave working. Womans! Orpheus with his lute made trees, and the mountain tops that freeze, bow themselves when he did sing. To his music plants and flowers, ever sprung as sun and showers, there had made a lasting spring. Everything that heard him play, even the billows of the sea, hung their heads and then lay by. In sweet music is such art, killing care and grief of heart. Fall asleep or hearing die. Enter a gentleman. Queen Catherine. How now? Gentlemen. An't please your grace, the two great cardinals wait in the presence. Queen Catherine. Would they speak with me? Gentlemen. They willed me say so, madam. Queen Catherine. Pray their graces to come near. What can be their business with me, a poor weak woman, fallen from favor? I do not like their coming, now I think on't. They should be good men, their affairs as righteous. But all hoods make not monks. Enter the two cardinals, Wolsey and Campius. WLSCY. Peace to your highness. Queen Catherine. Your graces find me here part of housewife. I would be all, against the worst may happen. What are your pleasures with me, reverend lords? WLSCY. May it please you, noble madam, to withdraw into your private chamber, we shall give you the full cause of our coming. Queen Catherine. Speak it here. There's nothing I have done yet, oh my conscience deserves a corner, would all other women could speak this with as free a soul as I do. My lords, I care not, so much I am happy. Above a number, if my actions were tried by every tongue, every eye saw 'em. Envy and base opinions set against 'em. I know my life so even, if your business. Seek me out, and that way I am wife in. Out with it boldly, truth loves open dealing. WLSCY. Tanta est erga te mentis integritas, Regina Serenissima. Queen Kathrin. Oh good my lord, no Latin. I am not such a truant since my coming, as not to know the language I have lived in. A strange tongue makes my cause more strange, suspicious. Pray speak in English, here are some will thank you. If you speak truth, for their poor mistress' sake. Believe me she has had much wrong, Lord Cardinal. The willingst sin I ever yet committed may be absolved in English. WLSCY. Noble lady. I am sorry my integrity should breed and service to his majesty and you. So deep suspicion, where all faith was meant. We come not by the way of accusation to taint that honor every good tongue blesses, nor to betray you any way to sorrow. You have too much, good lady, but to know how you stand minded in the weighty difference between the king and you, and to deliver, like free and honest men, are just opinions and comforts to your cause. Campius. Most honored madam, my lord of York, out of his noble nature, zeal and obedience he still bore your grace, forgetting, like a good man, your late censure, both of his truth and him, which was too far, offers, as I do, in a sign of peace, his service and his counsel. Queen Kathrin. To betray me. My lords, I thank you both for your good wills. Ye speak like honest men, pray God ye prove so. But how to make ye suddenly an answer in such a point of weight, so near mine honor, more near my life, I fear with my weak wit, and to such men of gravity and learning? In truth I know not, I was set at work among my maids, full little God knows looking, either for such men or such business. For her sake that I have been, for I feel the last fit of my greatness, good your graces. Let me have time and counsel for my cause. Alas, I am a woman friendless, hopeless. WLSCY. Madam, you wrong the king's love with these fears. Your hopes and friends are infinite. Queen Kathrin. In England. But little for my profit, can you think, lords, that any Englishman dare give me counsel, or be a known friend, gainst his highness' pleasure, though he be grown so desperate to be honest, and live a subject, nay forsooth my friends, they that much weigh out my afflictions, they that my trust must grow to, live not here. They are, as all my other comforts, far hence. In mine own country, lords. Campius. I would your grace would leave your griefs, and take my counsel. Queen Kathrin. How, sir? Campius. Put your main cause into the king's protection. He's loving and most gracious, 'twill be much, both for your honor better and your cause. For if the trial of the law ordake ye, you'll part away disgraced. WLSCY. He tells you rightly. Queen Kathrin. Ye tell me what ye wish for both, my ruin. Is this your Christian counsel, out upon ye? Heaven is above all, yet there sits a judge that no king can corrupt. Campius. Your rage mistakes us. Queen Kathrin. The more shame for ye, holy men, I thought ye, upon my soul, two reverend cardinal virtues. But cardinal sins and hollow hearts I fear ye. Mend 'em for shame, my lords, is this your comfort? The cordial that ye bring a wretched lady, a woman lost among ye, laughed at, scorned. I will not wish ye half my miseries. I have more charity, but say I warned ye. Take heed for heaven's sake, take heed, lest at once the burden of my sorrows fall upon ye. WLSCY. Madam, this is a mere distraction. You turn the good we offer into envy. Queen Catherine. Ye turn me into nothing, woe upon ye. And all such false professors, would you have me? If you have any justice, any pity, if ye be anything but churchmen's habits, put my sick cause into his hands that hates me. Alas, has banished me his bed already. His love too long ago, I am old, my lords. And all the fellowship I hold now with him is only my obedience. What can happen to me above this wretchedness, all your studies? Make me a curse like this. Campius, your fears are worse. Queen Catherine. Have I lived thus long, let me speak myself. Since virtue finds no friends, a wife, a true one, a woman, I dare say without vainglory, never yet branded with suspicion, have I with all my full affections still met the king, loved him next even obeyed him, been out of fondness, superstitious to him, almost forgot my prayers to content him. And am I thus rewarded? Tease not well, lords. Bring me a constant woman to her husband, one that ne'er dreamed a joy beyond his pleasure. And to that woman, when she has done most, yet will I add an honor, a great patience. Wlscy. Madam, you wander from the good we aim at. Queen Catherine. My lord, I dare not make myself so guilty to give up willingly that noble title. Your master wed me to nothing but death. Shall e'er divorce my dignities. Wlscy. Pray hear me. Queen Catherine. Would I had never trod this English earth, or felt the flatteries that grow upon it. Ye have angels' faces, but heaven knows your hearts. What will become of me now, wretched lady? I am the most unhappy woman living. Alas, poor wenches, where are now your fortunes? Shipwrecked upon a kingdom where no pity, no friends, no hope, no kindred weep for me. Almost no grave allowed me, like the lily that once was mistress of the field and flourished. I'll hang my head and perish. Wlscy. If your grace could but be brought to know our ends are honest, you'd feel more comfort. Why should we, good lady, upon what cause wrong you? Alas, our places, the way of our profession, is against it. We are to cure such sorrows, not to sow 'em. For goodness' sake, consider what you do. How you may hurt yourself, I utterly grow from the king's acquaintance, by this carriage. The hearts of princes kiss obedience. So much they love it, but to stubborn spirits they swell and grow as terrible as storms. I know you have a gentle, noble temper, a soul as even as a calm. Pray think us, those we profess, peacemakers, friends, and servants. Campius. Madam, you'll find it so, you wrong your virtues. With these weak women's fears, a noble spirit, as yours was put into you, ever casts such doubts as false coin from it. The king loves you. Beware you lose it not, for us, if you please, to trust us in your business, we are ready to use our utmost studies in your service. Queen Catherine. Do what ye will, my lords, and pray forgive me if I have used myself unmannerly. You know I am a woman, lacking wit, to make a seemly answer to such persons. Pray do my service to his majesty. He has my heart yet, and shall have my prayers, while I shall have my life. Come, reverend fathers, bestow your counsels on me, she now begs. That little thought, when she set footing here, she should have bought her dignities so dear. Scene 2, antechamber to the king's apartment. Enter the Duke of Norfolk, Duke of Suffolk, Lord Surrey, and Lord Chamberlain. Norfolk. If you will now unite in your complaints, and force them with a constancy, the cardinal cannot stand under them. If you omit the offer of this time, I cannot promise, but that you shall sustain more new disgraces. With these you bear already. Surrey. I am joyful to meet the least occasion that may give me remembrance of my father-in-law the Duke. to be revenged on him. Suffolk. Which of the peers have uncontemned gone by him, or at least strangely neglected, when did he regard the stamp of nobleness in any person? Out of himself. Chamberlain. My lords, you speak your pleasures. What he deserves of you and me I know. What we can do to him, though now the time gives way to us, I much fear if you cannot bar his access to King, never attempt anything on him, for he hath a witchcraft over the king's tongue. Norfolk. Oh, fear him not. His spell in that is out, the king hath found matter against him that for ever mars the honey of his language. No, he's settled not to come off in his displeasure. Surrey. Sir, I should be glad to hear such news as this once every hour. Norfolk. Believe it, this is true. In the divorce his contrary proceedings are all unfolded, wherein he appears as I would wish mine enemy. Surrey. How came his practices to light? Suffolk. Most strangely. Surrey. O how? Suffolk. The cardinal's letters to the Pope miscarried, and came to the king, wherein was read how that the cardinal did entreat his holiness to stay the judgment divorce, for if it did take place, I do, quoth he, perceive my king is tangled in affection to a creature of the queen's, Lady Anne Boleyn. Surrey. Has the king this? Suffolk. Believe it. Surrey. Will this work? Chamberlain. The king in this perceives him how he coasts and hedges his own way, but in this point all his tricks founder, and he brings his physic. After his patient's death, the king already hath married the fair lady. Surrey. Would he had. Suffolk. May you be happy in your wish, my lord, for I profess you have it. Surrey. Now all my joy. Trace the conjunction. Suffolk. My amen taught. Norfolk. All men's. Suffolk. There's order given for her coronation. Mary, this is yet but young, and may be left to some ears unrecounted, but my lords, she is a gallant creature and complete in mind and feature. I persuade me from her will fall some blessing to this land which shall in it be memorized. Surrey. But will the king digest this letter of the Cardinal S? The Lord forbid. Norfolk. Mary, amen. Suffolk. No. There be more wasps that buzz about his nose. Will make this sting the sooner. Cardinal Campius is stolen away to Rome, hath ta'en no leave. Has left the cause king unhandled, and is posted, as the agent of our cardinal, to second all his plot, I do assure you. The king cried ha, at this. Chamberlain. Now God incense him, and let him cry ha, louder. Norfolk. But my lord, when returns Cranmer? Suffolk. He is returned in his opinions, which have satisfied the king for his divorce, together with all famous colleges, almost in Christendom, shortly I believe. His second marriage shall be published, and her coronation, Catherine no more, shall be called queen, but princess dowager, and widow to Prince Arthur.